everyone, and welcome to Backyard Science. My name is Marilyn. I work at the Marine Branch at the Monterey County Free Libraries, and today we'll be learning about victorious vaccines. We'll travel back in time to a 1796 England backyard to learn about how vaccines were invented, learn a little bit about how vaccines work, and give you some media literacy tips for when you are doing your own research on vaccines and other topics. First, to learn about vaccines, we look back to the smallpox virus, scientific name variola major. Smallpox was first documented in 1122 BC in China, as well as in ancient Sanskrit texts in India. It causes severe flu-like symptoms and then raises blisters that often cause disfiguring scars. The mortality rate among those infected by it is up to 30%, although the rate among children is on the higher end of that scale. Disease, many cultures had developed inoculations, which consisted of purposefully infecting people with a milder form of the virus. Unfortunately, this form of protection was still fairly risky, with a chance that one would develop a full-blown version of the disease and spread it to others. Now, in England in 1796, Edward Jenner observed in his metaphorical backyard that milkmaids rarely got smallpox. This is because from the cows they milked, they were often exposed to cowpox, which is a mild virus in the pox family that doesn't kill humans. However, it does induce the immune system to produce antibodies that protect against smallpox. When Jenner tested his theory, he found this to be true, and thus created the first true vaccine. People were skeptical, even in academic circles, despite the more rigorous research that followed on vaccines for various diseases, performed by illustrious individuals like Robert Koch, Louis Pasteur, Emil Roux, Emil von Behring, and many others. Unfortunately, the smallpox vaccine wasn't widespread until 1956, when the World Health Organization launched a global vaccination campaign to end smallpox. By the early 1980s, it was effectively eliminated worldwide, except for samples kept in official labs for research purposes. Think about that, a disease that had ravaged countries all over the world, from servants to royalty, is now gone through the power of human ingenuity. Diseases like measles, diphtheria, polio, and many others that used to claim hundreds of thousands of lives a year have either been eliminated or greatly reduced due to vaccines. So, how do vaccines work? Well, I mentioned the immune system and antibodies earlier. Our bodies have a fairly robust immune system with built-in cells and systems that fight disease and infection. Most vaccines contain either dead forms of a pathogen, a critically weakened form of it, or recognizable parts of the pathogen. Our immune systems then detect antigens on the fake pathogen's surface. We have cells called B lymphocytes that manufacture antibodies that lock with that antigen and destroy the fake pathogen from the vaccine. That way, when the antigen appears on an active pathogen, for instance, like a virus trying to infect us, our immune systems have practiced fighting it and have antibodies ready to go, or know how to manufacture them. The coronavirus vaccine, for example, works by injecting harmless virus parts in the form of spike proteins like the ones that cover the actual coronavirus. These parts lack the infectious parts of the virus, but have the outer part. After developing antibodies that destroy these spike proteins, our immune systems are then ready to fight the actual virus should it try to infect us. I know what you're thinking. I don't want to get a shot. Shots are no fun. And sometimes you're right. Vaccines can hurt a bit, and some even have a chance of side effects. However, be assured that generally this chance of side effects is extremely small and far less dangerous than getting the actual disease. There is also a lot of misinformation about vaccines, dating all the way back to anti-vaccination leagues in Edward Jenner's time. Remember that at that point, people didn't yet know that microscopic organisms caused disease. With the internet, there is even more information. So here are some tips on figuring out if information you find on the internet is credible for when you are doing research on vaccines or any other topic. Start with some basic questions. When was this article made? Who made it? What is missing? How might different people interpret it? How do I know that this article is true? who might benefit from this message, and who might be harmed by this message. These questions can help you figure out the motivations behind who made the website and whether or not it's likely to be credible. For example, if a website has a whole lot of ads, it probably has more motivation in making money than in giving you accurate information. Most schools curate which websites their students can see, but if you are doing research or even just reading Facebook or Instagram at home, ask these questions to yourself about the things you read and see, and discuss them with an adult in your life that you trust. And then go do research on what they tell you. For health-related topics like the current pandemic, websites from trusted organizations like the Center for Disease Control, the World Health Organization, and your state and county health departments are a good place to start. Although remember that no source of information is 100% accurate 100% of the time. Well, that's all for this episode on victorious vaccines. I hope you had fun learning about the history of vaccines and how they help our immune systems do their jobs. I hope you learned something, and I hope you have fun exploring. Take care and see you next time. Bye. As always, remember to research responsibly.